One of the slogans for the Chevy Bolt is "It's time to charge forward." But a lot of owners of the electric car are worried they can't really charge anywhere at all. Not long ago, General Motors advised hundreds of thousands of Bolt owners, including many in Canada, that their cars could catch fire. The company says the defect is extremely rare, but owners were told they should park their electric cars away from structures and not charge them overnight. Now there's a new warning that Bolts driven into parking garages should keep 50 feet, about 15 meters, away from other cars, and only park on the top level of the garage. Neil Wintle is a Chevy Bolt owner. We reached him in Gilbert, Arizona.
Neil, is there anywhere you can safely park your Chevy Bolt without worrying it will start a fire?
No, I'm not anywhere near me that I can think of. I would have to drive a pretty significant distance here in the Phoenix area to find somewhere where I wouldn't be near a structure or another car within 50 feet of it.
What are they worried about if you do park too close to a car?
Well, I assume that if their vehicle catches fire and burns the cars to the left and to the right of it, ultimately it would be GM facing the lawsuit, right?
At the same time, this is your car, and so how do you comply with these rules and these instructions as you drive your Chevy Bolt?
I literally can't. As much as I want to kind of do what I can to protect, the safety of other people's property, I would just have to go find a big empty parking lot, maybe at a big, no longer occupied big box store, and just leave it there, in order to not put anybody at risk. But in terms of it being functional as a vehicle, I can't do what they're asking me to do and still have it meet the definition of a car.
Are you actually using it as your car? Do you drive it?
I have to, yes. I work at a little nonprofit that's a resource center for parents raising children with disabilities, and I work in the office 2 days a week, so I have to drive over there, and I just park as far away from any other vehicles as I can in the parking garage in an area that, seems the least likely to do significant damage away from the building. I mitigate the best I can because I am anxious about it, and it does make me nervous. And I've reached out to Chevrolet and GM to share this with them and ask if maybe I could have a rental car while they work this out, and they've stopped responding.
I mean, being told that your car might spontaneously combust at any time, that is something that most people can't even imagine. And you have kids, right? So does it keep you up at night worrying that your car might catch fire?
Well, I have to rationalize, right? So I tell myself, well, none of the cars have caught fire while driving, so the chances of it happening while myself or my kids are in the car so far seems to be very small. But those are the things I have to tell myself to make myself comfortable with it, and my kids are like, do we need to be worried that the car's going to catch on fire while we're driving? And all I can tell them is, well, it's never happened yet. That's not very reassuring.
But and GM is saying this affects this defect that they've found is only in a small number of cars. So is that of any comfort to you?
Well, not really, because the number of cars it is apparently increases by the week as more of these fires occur.
It's a bit of Russian roulette, right? I mean, it's maybe only a small number, but you don't know if you've got one of them.
I don't know if I've got one of them because I can't do all the things that Chevrolet is asking me to do to kind of mitigate the risk. That makes me feel like I probably am a bit higher risk. And again, the percentage of cars that seem to have the defect is going up by the day, it feels like.
What exactly happens? Can you tell us what experiences people are having with these Chevy Bolts?
Well, as I'm reading, kind of the reports and things that come out about them, it seems to just happen at random. There's no real rhyme or reason. The most recent one I read about was that somebody, at 2 o'clock in the morning, their neighbors knocked on their door and said, "Hey, your car's on fire." And it was 2 a.m. and it had been a while since that person had been driving it or charging it. So there really seems to be, kind of no rhyme or reason to when it happens or anything like that. It just kind of happens at random.
You wrote, I guess, a bit of a tongue-in-cheek remark on Twitter that at this point it would be better if your car did catch on fire. What did you mean by that?
Well, I mean, GM made a very disingenuous buyback offer. What they offered me wouldn't even cover the remaining balance of the loan. So I would have to come out of pocket to pay off the car, which, I have rolled significant positive equity into, and I've only had the car for not even a year yet. So I would have to come out of pocket to pay off the difference between what they offered me and what the loan is, and that's just to not have a car.
Oh my gosh. And what motivated you in the first place to buy an electric car?
I really wanted to reduce my carbon footprint and do good for the world. I felt like electric cars is kind of the direction that the world is going, and I wanted to show people in my circle that it's here and we can do it, and it's a practical thing, and you can make it work just like I did. So I traded in my trusty 2013 Honda Fit that I'd paid off, and got a used 2017 Bolt for a good price. And it just, all the numbers lined up. It lined up with my values as far as, environmental protection. So that was really what motivated me to buy it. And it has turned out to be none of the things I thought I was getting when I bought it.
And now, do you think that all of this is going to have an adverse effect on the sales of these? I mean, if you wanted to send a message, that you care about the environment, do you think this Chevy Bolt is a setback for electric cars?
I think it will be for some, and it's not so much that the car had the defect, I don't think, because, the technology is still relatively new, and I think that people expect that there's going to be bumps in the road. But what has really bothered me is GM's handling of it. It's okay. I think people are willing to be a little bit patient and understanding, but the companies have to take care of the people who are adopting this technology early.
Okay, well, we'll leave it there, and I hope that everyone around you and all the cars parked near you stay safe, Neil, and I appreciate hearing the story. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye.
Take care.
Neil Wintle owns a Chevy Bolt. We reached him in Gilbert, Arizona, and we have more